Our next guest is one of the brightest young stars in Australian boxing. He started his pro career in 2004 and has compiled a 27-1 record, including a WBO world title shot against Stephen Lueveno and winning the IBO Super Featherweight title. He's a big fight in the pipes, and to tell us all about it, it's a warm welcome to the WBA number 9 ranked featherweight, Billy the Kid Dibb. How you going there, Billy?
How you doing, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Hey, always a pleasure, my brother. Now, what's this big fight you got in the pipes? We understand that you've secured a title fight against American Miguel Angel Garcia.
Yeah, well, over the past weekend, a few things unfolded in the featherweight division, and I was currently rated number 4 by the IBF. They moved me up a slot after Gamboa failed to make the weight. So, Garcia being number 1 and me being number 3, they said that we've got the opportunity to fight off for the vacant IBF world title, and here we go.
So where are we going to see it? Is it going to be here in Australia, or are you going to go over to the States?
I mean, fingers crossed that it's going to be here in Australia, but, you never know. We're up against the big guns in top rank. But I'm sure that, we're going to put together a great deal, and regardless whether the fight's over here or over there, I'm sure that I'm going to be victorious, and I'm going to be bringing the belt home anyway.
Do you know much about your opponent, Billy?
Yeah, I've actually been, had my eye on Miguel Garcia for a few years now. He's been coming up the ratings, and, I've been like, he's been behind me, I've been behind him, and, I always looked at him as a potential opponent, and, it's funny because his brother is Roberto Garcia, who actually trained Stephen Lueveno to beat me in my only defeat. So, it's a bit of a personal thing between me and the Garcias, and, I'm gonna put on a great performance, and I promise, the Australian public that I'm going to be bringing back the title.
Well, Billy, he's only had, I guess, over the last 2 fights, he stepped up. I think second to last fight, 2 fights ago, he fought Olivier Lontici. He had a record of 18-1-2, which isn't too bad. He won by KO. And his last fight, he stepped up and fought Matt Remillard, who was 23-0. So he's been stepping up. That was for the North American Boxing Federation featherweight title, which he won. So he is creeping up in class bit by bit, but he hasn't fought the type of opponents that you have, and I think it'll be a very, very tough fight for him.
Look, that's the whole thing there. He's got a great company behind him in Top Rank, and they've just chosen his fights perfectly. They've brought him up the ladder. And, they all acknowledge and understand that this is going to be the most difficult fight of his career. And, it's just unfortunate that, he's not going to be walking away with the title on that particular day, because, I've already been there. I've suffered the first defeat of my career, and, I'm not in a position where I want to feel like that again. I've been working hard. I've been in the real building stages. I've got a great team behind me. Billy Hussein is an unbelievable trainer. We've become more like family, and, I've got unbelievable manager and unbelievable advisor in my brother Emad and Mike Carianos. It's, we've got a great team, and we are just ready and roaring to win this world title.
100%, Billy. Do you think you're a better fighter now than you were before you faced Lueveno, and especially with the experience of that fight?
Oh, well, the stats speak for themselves. Ever since the Lueveno fight, I've had 10 fights with Billy Hussein. I've had 10 wins, and I've had 8 by knockout. So, I've changed dramatically as a fighter, and look, patience was the key here. It was very hard, coming off the loss and trying to rebuild and things like that. You go through some really tough times, and I think that's what made me a much better fighter today. And I've worked really hard, and with God's will, that I'm sure that it's going to be a great fight, and Australia's going to have a new champ. That's all I'm going to say.
We hope so.
It's been a great, long and I guess celebrity ride for you, hasn't it, in the boxing ranks? I mean, we know you've trained with guys like Prince Nassim in Sheffield when you were younger. You've been befriended and supported by Shane Mosley, and previously under contract with Golden Boy Promotions. So it's been a fantastic ride for you in the boxing circles, hasn't it?
Yeah, look, it's been a great experience, but I think, in saying that could have been a little bit of my downfall. Growing up and being so young and getting all these things at such a young age, I kind of took it for granted, and, I always thought that regardless of what happened, Shane Mosley or Prince Nassim or Oscar De La Hoya would always be there to save me. And as you know, boxing's a one-on-one sport, and once that bell rings, it's a lonely place. It's just you against that guy, your game plan against his, your trainer against his trainer. And that's all you can like rely on really. So growing up, I was a little bit starstruck by these guys, but since the loss, I've had to work my way back up to this spot, basically on my own with my team. I haven't had to pay no sanctioning fees. I haven't had to, have Oscar De La Hoya put in any special phone calls. We've basically just done it through sheer work hard and determination.
And I think that's fantastic, and obviously tell that you're maturing not only as a fighter but as a person, and you're understanding now how tough the fight can be at some stage. But you've got a great mentor and supporter now, as you mentioned, in Billy, Hussein, plus also your brother and Michael. So things are really working well for you. Who's helping you spar in preparations for all your fights as well now?
Look, Billy Hussein's always got a game plan for each fight. Each and every fight has had a different game plan. I guess we've had a lot of people who have constantly been in the gym, like Paul Fleming, who is another rising star of Australian boxing. We've got guys like Ahmed Elamar. I've worked with Joel Brunker, who's another up and rising Australian fighter. We've got a lot of guys in the gym who, we work together. There's a lot of support, and, we all just stick tight, and, basically we're all living the dream. Everyone has a dream, and all these guys want to make it, and they some of these kids like Paul Fleming and that, they look at me as like, they want to do some of the things that I've done in the sport, and, I just there to support them. Yeah, it's good. I get good work out of it, working with these guys, and it's just great to have it's more of a family-based thing. It's not like friends or anything. We're all like family. We just there to help each other.
You mentioned Paul Fleming, a young Aboriginal fighter from Queensland. Now, I know that some of the brothers got some funky moves when they're in the dressing room and in the gym. We noticed a couple a while back in one of the Superboxer promotions on 1HD, you did some Michael Jackson moves. Has it always been natural for Billy to do some natural dance moves, or?
No, not at all.
Where did all that come from?
I don't know. It's just something that comes out on night. But look, boxing is all about entertainment and just being there and performing for the crowd. It's all about the crowd. It's all about giving the guys, what they pay for. You got to give them a show and put on a great performance. And people just want to see you win. And at the start of my career, I really didn't understand that. I thought it was all about myself and that. But right now, I'm fighting for all these people who have been out there supporting me, all my fans on Twitter, all my fans on Facebook. Without the fans and that, this couldn't be possible. And all the supporters, I've got great sponsors who have been behind me and actually, helped me progress to where I am today. And without them, it couldn't be possible.
Well, I guess one thing you can guarantee is your next fight will be a thriller, Bill. When are you anticipating to fight Garcia?
We're in negotiations right now. I can't really, I don't really have a solid date, but,
When are you hoping for? October, November? Yeah?
No, we're thinking more July,
July?
We're trying to get this thing happening, we're thinking maybe late July, early August. It's going to happen. The only thing standing between me and that belt is just getting this deal done. That's the only thing, because I'm 100% confident I can beat Garcia. I don't disrespect or underestimate any of them.
Of course.
Billy, mate, it's a pleasure for us to have you here once again on the Sweet Science. We're very supportive of you and your career, and we look forward to hopefully talking to you again when negotiations are settled.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And to all the fans out there and that who want to follow me, they can hit me up on Twitter under Billy Dib.
Hey, and you better start liking us at the Sweet Science Boxing Radio Show right on Facebook.